A question I often get asked while I'm streaming is, I just beat blank, what should I beat next? And this is always hard to answer because the answer is complicated. It all depends on a bunch of different factors that are all unique to you as a player. So I can't really give you the level that you should beat next. That's something you kind of have to find on your own. That being said, there are so many tools available to help you find levels, and today I want to go through as many of them as I know. We're talking lists, we're talking websites, we're talking mods, everything. I'm going to be covering as much as I possibly can for how you can find the level that you should play next. Now, I do want to preface this by saying that this is for people that are at the level of beating demons. If you haven't beaten a demon yet, I'd recommend beating the ROP-top levels. I know they can seem kind of boring, but they introduce you to all the main mechanics really, really well, and beating the ROP-top levels is like a rite of passage. If you want to be a Geometry Dash player, I feel like you have to, you know? Either way, without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about here is the Geometry Dash Demon Ladder. Here is the website right here, which, by the way, a link to every website I talk about will be in the description. This is pretty much a list of every single demon in the game, and it associates a tier with them right here. So you can see Club Steps tier 3, Tier of Everything 2, tier 3. The Nightmare and the Lightning Road are tier 1, and these are all based off a bunch of reference demons right here. So you can see tier 1 here is easy demons and is based off stuff like Starpunk, the Lightning Road, and the Nightmare. The easiest of the easy demons. If you're looking to beat your first demon, you want to look in tier 1. And tier 1 through 5 are all easy demons. So stuff like Deadlocked and Sidestep are considered to be like the top tier of easy demons, the hardest easy demons that the game has to offer. And there's 5 tiers for every difficulty except for Extreme Demon, which there's a lot because Extreme Demon like varies a lot. So no matter what your skill level is at the game, you can always associate your hardest with an existing tier and just see if you want to like go up a tier to beat a new hardest or go down tiers to like beat some easier stuff before you go for a new hardest. If you want to see the difficulty of a specific level, you can go to search levels here and you can just look up like, I don't know, how difficult is Toe 3, I wonder. If I just look up Toe 3 here, you can see the one by Manix, it's tier 12. And it even shows the 2 decimal places, so you can see it's tier 12.03, so pretty low tier 12, right? And it's got an enjoyment of 7 as well, so that means that it's pretty well liked generally. And then to take it a step further, if you have Geode installed, there's actually a mod called the GDDL integration right here. And the first thing this does is if you go in your profile and click this little button up here that it adds, it'll give you all of the demons that you've beaten and what tiers they're in. So I've beaten 21 tier 1s and I've beaten 1 tier 29. That's the hardest level I've beaten. Zafkiel is tier 29. And if you click on it, it'll show you the level that you've beaten of there. So if I want to see the levels I've beaten in tier 17, I just click on it and then it'll give me a list of them right here. Supersonic, Acropolis, Ado, all that kind of stuff. What it also does is if you go in the search section here, you can see this question mark, and this looks really complicated, but the number one thing you want to focus on here is this tiers section here. So say I want to find a tier 15. I just need to put in 15 to 15 right there. Click the search button and that'll get every tier 15 for me to look at, which is like low-end insane demon, high-end hard demon pretty much. That seems to be what this is. And also if you just click on a level here, it shows you what tier it's in. So you can go see it's tier 4. It's community voted, so you can see all of the community votes right here, and you can see all of the enjoyment things here. This has so much info. It's great. Oh, okay. I didn't know this, but it also has little icons up the top here that say like it's learny, it's nerve control based, and it's very flow based gameplay. That's interesting. I didn't know it had that. I'm spending a lot of time on this tool, and that's because I think it's probably the most useful tool for finding like specific levels of specific difficulties for all ranges of demon difficulties, from easy demons to the hardest extreme demons. It has it all. Something else I forgot to mention before is that there's also a packs section on the website over here, which has a bunch of different level packs. So you can see if you want to play like a pack full of insane 9 circles levels, you can see a bunch of insane demon 9 circles levels, and it's just like an extra motivation thing. There's a leaderboard. It's pretty cool. Just an extra thing to motivate you to kind of work your way up the leaderboard, you know? I really like the level pack idea. So yeah, that is the first tool that I'm going to be talking about today, the Geometry Dash Demon Ladder. The next tool I want to talk about here is the GDDP. This is the Geometry Dash Demon Progression made by Truster originally and managed by a whole lot of people. This is very similar to the Geometry Dash, oh my god, there's ads in this one, keep in mind. But this one's very similar to the Geometry Dash Demon Ladder. However, all the levels on here have been hand-picked. So it doesn't have just every level listed in the game. It picks out ones that are specifically good for like improving timings and improving fast-paced gameplay and memorization. It gives you a nice like balanced overview of like the skills to develop in each of these levels. And on top of that, this is meant as a progression tool. So in order to get the Amber rank, for example, you need to beat 9 harder end insane demons. Obviously, this does have a bit of a downside that it doesn't include every level, so you might not know where you stand. And also for the easier demons here, you can see beginner, it's only easy demons. Bronze, I believe, is only medium demons. Silver is hard. Gold and amber are insane demons, and then the rest are extreme demons. So lower down, it can be hard, like if you want to differentiate between an easy and a hard easy demon, it can be kind of hard to do that with this. But if you want to play levels that are generally considered to be pretty good, this is a very good tool because all these levels here are like pretty decent. You'll definitely find a level that you want to play in the GDDP, for sure. And of course, the GDDP also has level packs. It has just some bonus packs here, which is like 12 Demons of Christmas for different years, GD10, bunch of different packs here to like, I don't know, just a fun little way to categorize things, similar to the GDDL. And also has a monthly pack here, which includes, I believe, 2 easy demons, a medium, a hard, an insane, and an extreme demon. So yeah, that's just another fun little way to track things. And on top of that, there's also a GDDP mod in Geode, of course. Most of these I'm going to be showing do actually have mods in Geode. I'm not going to spend too much time on the mod, but basically it adds this extra little button over here, which has all of the different demons listed here. It only shows up to what you've unlocked. So for example, I need to get the Amber rank in order to unlock the, I believe they're Platinum. So it's kind of like a progression tool. If you beat the amount of levels it tells you to, you should generally be ready to like go up demon difficulties, go up tiers and stuff. Obviously, if you want more control over it yourself, this isn't ideal, but it can be very good to like make sure you're ready and make sure you're not doing too big of a jump if you don't enjoy doing jumps. But yeah, you click view and it shows you a list of every single demon along with little icons that shows like the different skill sets. So this is fast paced, it's also got timings, and it's also got wave. So far, all the tools that I've shown you have been across all demon difficulties, from easy demon all the way up until extreme demon. But now I want to start talking about a few different tools that are specific to different demon difficulties. I put some chapters on this video so you can skip through if you're like not looking to beat insane demons, you can skip this part of the video and stuff. But if you're in for the ride, hell yeah, let me show it all to you. So this is the Insane Demon spreadsheet and actually has a list of every single insane demon in the game, breaking it down into difficulties. It splits it up into beginner, easy, medium, hard, very hard, insane, and extreme insane demons. So that's quite a lot of tiers to separate the difficulty into. So the difficulties are fairly specific. On top of that, you can also see the length of the level and the skill set. So Carnage, for example, by Vulcan, I've beaten this level. Loney and Jank, I would definitely agree with that. And it also has a description of the level as well, giving a little bit of backstory and history or like some details about the gameplay, basically what the level is known for. Also, similar to the GDDL and GDDP, this also has level packs, but this time they're broken down into different difficulties. So these are beginners, these are easy, and it goes all the way up to insane and... wait, these are extreme, these are insane. Yeah, it goes all the way up to extreme right here. And it's got dancing fish gifs in there as well. That's awesome. And on top of that, of course, you wouldn't believe it has a Geode mod. This mod is very, very simple. When you go into an insane demon, let's just find an insane demon, Acropolis. It'll tell you the tier right above the demon face, and then you can click on it, and it has the like notes about it right there. Also, when you click on the tier text, it's meant to show a list of every insane demon in that tier. At the moment, it doesn't seem to be working. I'm not too sure why, but you know. And it also shows the difficulty that's in here. So Acropolis is a very timing level, so it has the timings there. And if we go to like, I don't know, ultrasonic, this is hard, and it has nerve control as its main difficulty. Very, very good for just knowing how difficult of an insane demon you're going to be playing and what kind of skill set it is before actually going in and doing a practice run, for example. Similar to the insane demon spreadsheet, we have the non-list worthy extreme demon spreadsheet. This is probably my favorite thing in this video. I love this sheet so much. This pretty much spans from easy extreme all the way up until off the list. If something's on the demon list, obviously you can rank it, and we'll talk about the demon list a little bit later. But everything under the 150 hardest levels up until easy extreme, this covers, and it breaks it into tiers similar to the insane demon spreadsheet. The tiers on this one start pretty similar to the insane demon spreadsheet, being beginner, easy, medium, hard, very hard, insane, and extreme. However, it also has tiers above that going remorseless, relentless, terrifying, and catastrophic. Remorseless is where my personal hardest is, being Zafkiel, and then you go up to sort of like Yadagarasu, I think is in here. There's terrifying and catastrophic, and then above that is the demon list. And just for another point of reference, Bloodbath is in the very hard tier. And similar to the insane demon spreadsheet, this lists every single extreme demon. Every single extreme demon ever made is in this list right here. And also, once again, similar to the Insane Demon spreadsheet, there is a map pack section which splits them into different difficulties that we've already talked about before. The How to Die pack. That sounds great. And of course, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, this has a geode mod as well. It's pretty much the same as the RDS integration. You go onto an extreme, it says the tier there, says the difficulty, says the description, and I believe this time, nope, that still doesn't work. Okay, never mind. Once again, very, very good tool. I really like the non-list worthy spreadsheet. I think it's really, really good. Now, if you're not into the whole tier system, another really good tool is the all rated extreme demon list. This is a list of, well, as it says, every single extreme demon. And this places them into specific numbers. So you can see like Prismatic is 1075. We can go up, we can see, I don't know, Vermilion is 748. I've never heard of Vermilion. I know the creator, not the level, but now I know it's 748. Obviously, these being placed into exact numbers like this, it is a lot more of a specific ranking, which is both good and bad. I don't agree with a lot of the placements of the levels I've beaten, to be honest. For example, Bloodbath being above Prismatic Haze here, I personally don't agree with, and that's just going to happen. And sometimes levels are placed like massively off and are moved by like huge amounts. So it is a little bit inaccurate, this list sometimes, it can definitely feel, but once again, it's a good tool to get like a general feeling of how hard things are, or if you just want to feel good about yourself for beating a new hardest, even if it's only like 10 places above. This is a good tool for that as well. There's no harm in like just using it as a motivation thing, you know? And of course, once again, it has a geode mod. It's called Integrated Demon List this time, and also works with the P-man list. I'm not really talking about platformer levels in this video because there's not many platformer levels, so it's kind of easy to know all of them. And pretty much what this mod does is show a little thing down in the corner that shows its rank on the AREDL, so 948 on Faith right here. And if you go into the search menu, you can also see this extreme demon face, which shows the all rated extreme demon list. You can search for either classics or platformers here in the P-man list, and you can go to whatever page you want. So if I want to go to like page 150, that's not a thing. Well, if I just go to the last page here, I can see the easiest of the easy. So yeah, 1118 on the AREDL, this level right here. That's the easiest extreme apparently, according to the list. And then from there, of course, we have the demon list, the original demon list, as it says right here. This is Pointercrate. I'm sure you've seen this. This is like the most popular list in Geometry Dash that contains the 150 hardest levels in the game. Once you get to this skill level, this is a really, really good tool. However, getting to the skill level is really, really hard. All the levels on the list are really, really difficult. But this is like pretty much categorically the competitive side of Geometry Dash. Like the competitive side of GD pretty much entirely relies on the demon list here. So yeah, I know everyone already knows about the demon list, but I had to mention it. Okay, so now that we've taken a look at the 150 hardest extreme demons, we're going to be looking at that, but for every other demon difficulty. Yes, this exists. In terms of the easy demon list, I don't know if there's a more official one. I couldn't find one, but all I could find was this document here. It'll be linked in the description. And it only goes up to number 50, but no, there's an extended list that goes up to 100. Okay. And this shows all of the hardest easy demons. So if you want to go for like a hard easy demon before going for a medium demon, you can have a look at that. On the other hand though, if you want to go for a hard medium demon, there's also the medium demon list, which shows the top 75 hardest medium demons right here. And I believe, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can actually publish records to this. And there's like a leaderboard where you can see the most list points that people have, which is, yeah, people that have completed all of them pretty much. But if you're sick of medium demons, there's also the hard demon list. Let's go, same thing, but hard demons, but this time it goes all the way to 150. Once again, there's a leaderboard, and there's actually packs in this one as well. So like level packs, LGBTQ pack, hell yeah, gotta love it. But then of course, we have, you guessed it, the insane demon list. I'm going to have to blur that ad, by the way. Okay, if any insane demon list people are watching, please can you make the ads not dox me? Turn off the location for the ads. It's so annoying, dude. I can't stream this website because it shows ads that like, this literally shows like where I live. This shows where I live. I can't show this. But yeah, as you can probably guess, this lists the 150 hardest insane demons. I'm actually a very big fan of this one as well. I've beaten a fair few insane demons because they've been on this list because, I don't know, it's fun to like grind a list, you know? It's fun to do. This also has a platformer one now as well, which shows the hardest platformer insane demons, which is kind of cool. So yeah, there's that if you want to see that. But yeah, once again, mainly just like a motivation tool to beat some harder end insane demons, or if you want to beat a harder end insane before you go for an extreme. Some of the levels towards the bottom of the list here aren't like extreme demon difficulty. Obviously, the levels closer to the top of the list, I'd say, are extreme difficulty. And I say that partially because 5 AREDL levels I've beaten have been upgraded to extreme demon. I beat all of these when they were insane and they've been upgraded. It's so annoying. So yeah, some of the levels towards the top are definitely just like pretty much extreme demons, but you know, towards the bottom of the list, not necessarily extreme difficulty, just high-end insane demon. Something I personally use a hell of a lot is YouTube, of course. I make videos for this platform. I watch a lot of videos on this platform as well. And there's quite a few channels that post showcases or completions that actually show you a lot of levels. So Smithy777 is probably my #1 guy. You can see I've watched a fair few of his videos. I watched this one this morning. And Smithy's really good for specifically insane demons. He uploads pretty much every day and is usually an insane demon. So finding insane demons through Smithy is like the goated strat. Where's an example? Tsuki. I saw a video of this and then I beat it myself because I thought it looked cool. And of course, like, being able to actually see what the level looks like before you play it is a really, really good tool because you know, like, okay, this type of gameplay, it looks pretty fun, honestly. It's a lot of ship-based stuff, a lot of timings. I probably enjoy this. It's not perfect for gauging difficulty, but usually there's like a little bit of info left in the description of how difficult it is around about. Smithy did not like the gameplay. What a surprise. But yeah, other than just Smithy, there's also newly rated extremes. I know Aeon uses this a hell of a lot. They haven't been active in a little while here, but this is really good to find newer extremes that have just been rated and like, I don't know, like this looks really cool. I wonder what this level looks like. Oh, it's like 9 circles. Okay, interesting. This might be fun, yeah. I can then go to one of the other tools I've shown you and see how difficult it is. I can go to the non-list worthy here. What's it called? Project Altar. I can just Control F, find that. Project Altar. It is a beginner tier extreme. Okay, very wave-based. It's kind of short and it's a 1.9 demon with a heavy focus on wave choke points. Okay, cool. I've just found a level that I might like to beat. It's as easy as that. And 2 other really good channels to look at is of course Viperin and Nexus. They post like a larger variety of levels. Like they won't be a specific difficulty all the time. And especially with Nexus, it can be really hard to determine like what kind of level it is just from the title and thumbnail. And same with Viperin when they just write demon. It could be like an easy demon or it could be an insane demon. Who knows? It just says demon. And I almost forgot to mention, of course, my boy Aeon. He still posts videos and he posts mainly like extreme demon completions followed by him talking about the level and what he liked and disliked about it. So it's a good way to gauge like what the gameplay is like. And of course, while seeing a completion of the level, so you know generally what it looks like and how it's gonna play. Yeah, YouTube is definitely a good way to find levels that you might be interested in. So subscribing to a lot of these channels might be, you know, might be something to look at, might be something you could do. But outside of all of those tools, all of the websites, all of the mods, everything, there's one method that I use all the time that also works really, really well. And that is to just go into here, go into search for the demon difficulty you want. It's usually insane demon for me, I'm gonna be real. Just click search and just go to a random page. Let's go to page 64. What's on page 64? Eden City. And this allows you to find a lot of random levels that you otherwise wouldn't know about. Like Eden City, never heard of this level. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a practice run. This is really unique. I love the way the structuring is like moving down like that. Okay, a bit of memory in here. All right, I like this level, you know. This is a level I would have no idea existed. Absolutely no clue until I just did that. So yeah, there we go. And paired with tools like the RDS integration, I'd be able to know like immediately how hard of an insane demon it is, what kind of skills it is, all that kind of stuff if I had that installed. So that's another method to find a good level that you want to play. Or something else you can do is search by song. Let's say for example, I really like Grief. I think Grief is the coolest thing ever. Well, I can just search up the song that it uses, which is Stalemate. Remember the song ID and chuck it in here, and then I can just search for levels that use that song. Let's say I want to beat a hard demon that uses that difficulty. I can just search for levels that use that song and Devoid. Let's see what this level's like. It's kind of a cool level and it uses a song I like. So yeah, win-win, right? So yeah, even the in-game features without like any external tools is a good way to find levels that you want to play. I'm gonna beat this. This is really cool. So these are all really good methods to find levels to play, but how do you choose which one you want to play? Well, something that I've done personally is I've made this spreadsheet for myself here. So this only relates to extreme demons. Every level on here is an extreme demon, and it is all broken up into the tiers of the non-list worthy sheet, which I showed you earlier. It's got the beginner, easy, medium, and then all the way up to catastrophic. And you can see I've beaten one remorseless demon, and it is Zafkiel. That is my hardest. It's very nerdy, but look, I enjoy it. And that's what matters. So yeah, you can see in the beginner tier, I've got a bunch of levels that I want to beat, a bunch of levels I have beaten, and it has like links to all of the completions, you know? And this is a really, really good way to track kind of where I'm at, because it's easy to look and be like, oh, I've beaten 33 extremes. But what does that actually mean? You can beat like 100 easy extremes and then not touch anything harder and you're still like not as skilled at the game, right? So this gives a really nice spread of like, okay, well I should probably beat a couple more extreme levels before I try and beat a new hardest, right? So I can look at this, beat a few levels in this list, whatever. And so yeah, if you really want to get into it, making something like this is really not only like a good tool to know what you should beat next, but also a really good motivating factor. This is really motivating looking at this and picking the levels that I want to do next, picking the levels, you know, whatever. Really, really cool. Now, obviously in my case, this is all based on the tiers of the non-list worthy sheet and is all extreme demons, but that doesn't mean that's how it has to be. If you want to make one for yourself, you can split it up into like easy, medium, hard, insane, and extreme demon, and then just put all the levels you want to beat in those different tiers, and then just slowly work your way through it. And it could be a really nice way to track your progress and sort of progress through the different demon difficulties. I don't know, I endorse this big time. I've never really got into spreadsheet stuff that much, but now that I have, it's so much fun. It's made the game so much more fun. It's ridiculous. Again, very nerdy, but it's fun. Who cares, bro? Who cares? Okay, so I could have just ended the video here, but I decided to extend it a little bit more and add a couple fun categories. These are a couple extra little things I wanted to include that, you know, you can explore if you still want to find more levels to beat. Could be fun. Okay, so there's two more websites I want to look at, which are not as useful, but they're kind of a bit of fun. If you feel like beating a level that is like in either of these categories, they're a fun thing to look at. First of all, the 9 Circles Demon List. This just lists all of the hardest 9 Circles levels, so Scoop and Circles is in number 1, you know? And once you sort of get to number 11, I believe Arctic Lights is no longer on the list, so, you know, you're kind of getting to levels that aren't on the list, but pretty hard extreme demons. And then you eventually get to levels that are like, I think 10 Circle is like Bloodbath difficulty, 9 Circle X is Insane Demon, yeah. So it's like, it has a very wide range of difficulty and goes all the way down to like Easy Demon, I believe. Looking at the extended list, yeah, Infinite Circles is number 135, and that is Easy Demon. Yeah, okay. So if you want to like improve at Wave or just feel like beating a 9 Circles level, this is a good tool for you as well. And then of course, we have the hardest impossible levels list. This seems like a really stupid thing to include, but trust me. Trust me, it's good, it's good. So this lists all of the hardest impossible levels, which obviously, Cycloclick, you're not going to get very far on. But once you scroll all the way down to sort of like towards the bottom, you come across some levels that are actually not that hard, but could be really fun to beat. You can see most of these down the bottom have been beaten before, so you can, you know, beat those. Or if you go further up, you can do some runs on some levels that have like world records, like this world record is 40%. Big Step by Mini Shui, you can try and get 41%, beat the world record. I made a whole video doing this, it's a lot of fun. I don't know, it's just another thing to mess around with. I think none of these levels are rated, so you're not going to get like demons or stars for these, but I don't know, it's just a fun thing to like improve your skill a little bit. Kind of along the lines of challenges as well. Which I decided not to talk too much about challenges in this video. If you'd like one to find challenges to beat, then let me know. But yeah, if you want to find challenges, usually just searching like Wave Challenge is a pretty good way to do it. But I will point out here, there is the challenge list as well. I'll leave this link in the description. It shows like a bunch of really hard challenges, especially in the legacy list. It's kind of nice to have levels that are like a lot more doable, because the challenge list is pretty hard, I'm pretty sure, from memory. Yeah, like what the hell is this, bro? This is impossible. So yeah, that's a bunch of tools to help you find levels that you might want to beat. But how do you know which one to pick? Well, it kind of all depends on you. It depends on the levels you've beaten already, the skill that you have in the game, how good you are at it, your particular skill set, so like how good you are at, say for example, wave and ship, or timings, or memory, all that kind of stuff. But more importantly than all of that, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to try and get better at wave, and you want to do that by beating more wave-based levels, you should find some more wave-based levels and play them. If you suck at wave and you don't enjoy it, so you just want to avoid it as long as possible, then don't play wave levels. The beauty of this game is that it is exactly that, a game. It's made to have fun, so you can do whatever you want to do, pretty much. I always personally advise against jumping, just because for me personally, it's always been a road to burnout, and it's just like the least enjoyable way to play the game for me, and I know that's been the case for a lot of people I know that have tried to do jumps. But at the same time, if that's something you want to do, you can do that. You can pick a level that's way out of your skill range to jump to it. But hopefully by watching this video, you'll be able to find levels that are kind of in an in-between difficulty so that you don't have to jump if you don't want to. So yeah, hopefully this video helped you, hopefully you learned something, and hopefully you enjoyed. I wish you the best of luck with your future Geometry Dash endeavors. But anyway, for now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this video off here. Thank you so much for watching. Really, really hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more like informative videos like this. I don't know. I've wanted to do it on a couple different topics. I just never got around to it, but I don't know. I thought this would be a good one to do. But yeah, either way, thank you so much for watching this video. Really hope you enjoyed. And of course, thank you so much to all of the members, especially Contron, Crazy, Invdu, and Pedrinha XD. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks everyone. I'll see you later.